Details about my wedding. Hi guys, my name is Angie and I am here to help you transform your life, elevate it, be elegant, and live your best dream life ever. It's almost a year for my wedding anniversary, and I realized that I never shared with you details about my wedding, but I thought I would tell you the story of the venue, the dress, all the details, because I think it's fun, and you have been with me throughout the journey, and this is something I think important to share with all of you. So let's get to the video. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn on notifications bell. By the way, if you're interested to see my wedding trailer, I posted it on YouTube a while ago. If you missed it, I will link it in my cards and down below in the description. So actually, I've always dreamed of having a beach wedding, and unfortunately, I couldn't get myself to get this. We got married, me and my husband, after not so long of our engagement. So we got engaged, and after 3 months, I decided, you know what? I don't want to wait longer than that to marry you and to live with you, especially that we both lived in 2 different cities, so we were commuting a lot to meet each other. Our engagement happened not long after my grandfather passed away, which was a very depressing time for me. All of these details led into me deciding to skip a wedding, all in all. Also, planning a wedding when you live overseas is quite stressful. But I would say it was meant to be for some reason. It was a lovely experience, I think, to decide such a decision. I was scared that my family feels against it. You know, in my country, big weddings are a thing, and I was contemplating whether to do a big wedding or not. Anyways, at the end, I thought, you know, what's the most important things about a wedding? Walking down the aisle, getting ready with the friends and family, the first look, and I didn't want to miss those things. And photo session, of course, and video, I'm big on that. So I said we can do the same things, but make a wedding reception. In my country, the church event, which in our case, because my family is Muslim, I'm Muslim, alhamdulillah, the mosque or the event, which is like the church event, with the governmental paper event, it depends on your country, are the same. So both are happening together. So that was my plan, to do what we call Katb al-Kitab, which is done by an imam, to do this as a reception. And I thought that might be a great idea, but what would be the location, you know? And I thought it would be beautiful if we take a historical place. And I picked the Citadel, Salahuddin Citadel in Egypt. And it was beautiful. We had to book it from the Ministry of Tourism, of course, do all of this and get a planner to get us the chairs and tables. Don't get me wrong, it was also expensive because we invited around 300 people, so it was a big thing. But still, it wasn't as extravaganza bonanza as other weddings that are happening in my country or even in my family. So that was one of the things. But that was intended. I didn't want to start my life with such a big event to make others happy, and I wasn't, if that makes sense. So that was the first decision. Okay, wedding reception with the religious event. The place is a historical site. We will invite a lot of people. A lot of people from our friends are not from my country, so they wouldn't understand the language. So I wanted to make something for them with my husband that is interesting. So we created an invitation in the form of a website. And in this website, we added a lot of information about the historical site, recommendations of hotels they can stay in, details about what to do if they, like an itinerary of if they come for a shorter period of time to my country, to Egypt, what they can do. I wanted so much to make it an experience for them, memorable, not just attending our event. So this was the beginning, the first thought. I wanted something very minimal. The place itself, it was Muhammad Ali's mosque inside the Salahuddin Citadel. It's beautiful. It's a monument of Islamic art. It's amazing. On its own, so I didn't want too much stuff to be added to it. I chose to choose a location that you can see the citadel behind us. I chose everything to be in white and gold. I liked this vibe We added some chandeliers, which added a beautiful vibe also in the evening. We chose certain light colors and warm colors. I said, because we wanted also to give people something to eat. I always loved the idea of, cocktail parties where you have waiters with finger foods and they go around. And I said this would be amazing even for older people, because this area is very huge and I don't want someone old to have to walk all the way. Just, it's much nicer, much more elegant if someone is passing by and giving you the bites to eat them. It also allows everyone to eat, not overstuff a plate and waste a lot of food. That was also an intention I had. So this was around the place and location. We had a table of pictures of people we missed, grandparents and my beloved uncle, people also from my husband's family. We had a guest book. This was the guest book. I made an emblem in Arabic with our names, and this actually became our emblem, and I'm planning to even use it for our family, because it's like our family emblem. And the book itself, I designed it, and one of my dear friends helped print it out and to get it binded. When you first open the book, I saw this on Pinterest. People do this and hang it on the wall, and I thought it would be lovely to have it inside a book. This is the day we met, and actually we decided to keep the day we met as our anniversary. And this is where we met, the stars being aligned in the location we met at the time we met. And it's beautiful. I loved the idea. It's so romantic, and to have it in the first page of the book, it's really, really nice. We added pictures of the photo session of our engagement. We had a photo session done professionally. I saw this idea on TikTok and I thought it's beautiful to have like a black page and make this into a coffee book, and people can sign for us and we keep it as a coffee book. It's really, really lovely. Some of the pages we made them full pictures, like this one for example. It's such a beautiful, beautiful idea. These pictures, I think I posted them a while ago on Instagram, if you follow me there. But yeah, that was from our engagement event. But yeah, so we had this. It's also interesting because we got married in the first day, the last day before Ramadan, which is like the Muslim fasting month. What's cool is that it was the only date available for the location, and nobody actually in my country likes to get married in Ramadan for various reasons, because of fasting and all of this. And I don't know why. I asked an imam and he said it's permissible, but culturally it's not done. But I felt so much happy. I felt like God chose that date for me, because it's a very soulful time in my country. Ramadan is when all families gather, everyone that has problems with each other, it's like a month of forgiveness. It's a beautiful month in my country and in my culture. So I thought, wow, it would be amazing, and everyone will come to us and make prayer. So I thought I would make some things in my theme accordingly. So there is the holy water from Mecca, Zamzam water, and I decided to make a stand for this water and have small water bottles from Zamzam water. Usually Zamzam water comes in big jugs. You can put them in smaller bottles, seal them, and have them there. And that was such a beautiful thing. And actually, because this one was custom made for me, I decided to rent it for others and to have this idea, flourish into more and more people. And I thought I would be the first one to do something like this, and it was very, very well received. I also made boxes. Funny story. I'll try to put pictures. My friends and family, we gathered. I got a piece of fabric in the same pattern that I have created for the designs of the website and everything, and I used this pattern to make small mini prayer mats. I did a Ramadan planner and a bookmark for the Quran, and we packed all of this, hand packed it and put it in transparent boxes. A lot of thought went into this, but you can imagine as a bride, 2 days before my wedding, I was sitting with a lot of people and we packed around 300 books. It was crazy, folding each prayer mat. It was a lovely, lovely time. I think those details I've never shared, but it's the first time to share them. But this is all about the giveaways, and it was like a nice giveaway, and a lot of people loved the idea of this, and I thought it's a beautiful idea. Since a lot of our friends are foreigners, I decided to also ask an imam to come who speaks English, as well as the regular imam that will marry us in Arabic, which was very well perceived. I didn't want them to not understand, and the imam in English started to translate the lecture that is given before the wedding. So for us, we have a khutbah before marriage to tell people the beauty of marriage and a union of marriage and how it is very holy, soulful, and that was done in that manner. But yeah, we got ready in the morning in the Nile-Ritz, which is a part of the chain of the Marriott, Ritz Clairton in Egypt. It was lovely. The makeup artist is a very well-known one. He's called Sharif, and he is the one that does for Yasmin Sabri, which is like a public figure in Egypt, and I love how he makes her look at the end. So it was my makeup artist. For the hair, also the hairstylist, I will link everybody that did something for me for the wedding in the description, so that you all, if you're interested, check them out. But that was about this. I got ready at the Ritz. We had the first look at the Ritz with the Nile behind us, which was a lovely view, and then we drove to the site, did the photo session, and then the wedding started. What was beautiful, actually a comment I got from a lot of people, weddings in Egypt are never on time. Mine was like with the hour, and people were like, it's the first time we attend a wedding of someone in Egypt that is so much right on time. But the reason behind this is that I wanted to walk down the aisle while the sun was still up. I wanted it to be in the morning and not like in the evening. Okay, so now my look. I had like a Pinterest board called Weddings where I poured everything. My look was inspired from this wedding, fully from the beginning. But let me tell you the inspiration, how it started. I always saw this picture and I pinned it years ago. I had a couple of dresses that I was contemplating between, but I wanted a plain dress, white plain dress, no lace, nothing, plain, completely plain. The model I didn't know, but I chose a couple and left it at this. Funny, after we decided that we will have a wedding in 3 months, I came back to Germany and I was going to transit in Frankfurt, and my mom said, you can pass by me and we can meet. I'm not sure if you guys know, but my relation with my mom is not very, very strong. It's a very long story. I don't think I ever shared it here, but yeah. But I wasn't raised with my mother and we didn't have a lot of contact for years. It's a long story. But sometimes it's meant that certain people attend certain things, whether you plan it or not. And that's the beauty of life. So I never imagined that I will be buying my wedding dress with my mother. Never. But it happened that way. It did. Weirdly, strangely beautiful. My emotions were all over the place. It was a weird situation. Anyways, I go to her and she says, we have in Darmstadt, my mom lives in Darmstadt, one store. I live in a different city in Germany and she lives in Darmstadt. One store only for wedding dresses, and it's an outlet store of wedding dresses that are branded. And I was like, okay, we can go take a look. It wasn't planned for me to buy my wedding dress at all. We go there, I show the woman a couple of dresses. From the get-go, the shop looks like strange. It doesn't have a lot of dresses that I would like. So I was like, you know what, I will show her the pictures. She said, yes, those 5 dresses, we have them. So the 5 dresses that I pinned on Pinterest, they had those. I tried all of them on. One only fitted me like a glove. I'm gonna insert pictures of everything I'm talking about, but one of them fitted me like a glove perfectly. Like they wouldn't need to do anything. Only thing, of course, I'm short. They needed to make sure that the length is proper. But I was like, wow, this looks like it's made for me. I'll buy it. I have a couple also of veils. Do you have such a veil? Yes, I try it. They have it. I bought them on the spot. First shop I enter with my mom, I found the dress. The dress was a little bit revealing. It was a heart shape like you see in the picture. So I was like, maybe I'll try to cover it. I had 2 pictures of 2 things I can cover it with. A cape with pearls and this band, like the girl that I showed in the beginning as an inspiration. And I thought, wow, I think I will go with the band. I chose that, and the guy said, oh, we have a fabric that is exactly the same fabric like the end of the dress. We're going to use that. He used that, he attached it, and the same tailor that shortened the dress at the wedding store. And second trial of the dress, perfectly fitting me the way I love it. I went for it. My shoes, I always wanted to wear Manolos. The Manolos I wanted were sold out everywhere. But I found it on Vestiaire Collective. Never worn. Someone bought them, but never wore them. And they were in impeccable condition with the box and in good shape. It was like meant for me. I bought it immediately. I received it. I was over the moon. For the headpiece, I don't like bling bling things. I wanted something with flowers. And I loved Miranda Kerr's one, which happens to be the same one the girl in Vogue wore in the Vogue story. She wore the same. And I thought, okay, let me check. I found the designer of this headpiece was Extravaganza Bonanza. And I thought, you know what? I don't want to splurge on this part. I didn't in most of the things. My dress wasn't super expensive because it was very, very simple also. So I looked and I looked and I looked until I found the seller on Etsy that makes them. She's in Russia. So I message her. I'm so scared. I look at pictures because there are some people who have reviews. And I say, you know what? I'll buy it. She sent it to me. I received it. It was impeccably good. I was so surprised. Everyone was scared because they told me it's very high for my head when I tried it on the first time. I get it. I agree. But I have a very particular image of myself wearing this in a certain way, which actually happened to be at the end beautiful. Cut back to another story, parallel one. I don't know why I'm mentioning it, but I will. There was a wedding I attended with a red dress. When I tried this red dress, I told the seller of it in Egypt, if you have this in white, this will be my wedding dress. That was before my grandfather passed away. And at that time, I still wanted a wedding on the beach. So she said, I have that dress. It wasn't expensive also. So I decided to buy it, but I didn't have the money. So I told her, okay, you can bring it, and if I can buy it, then I will. My grandfather, before he dies, he bought me that dress. And I couldn't wear that dress for the event because of many things. It's a dress for a wedding that is a little bit more on the beach, open dress. It's not the location for that dress. So I said I will wear that dress in a photo session on the beach in our honeymoon. And I told my husband, if I'm not getting the wedding that I wanted on a beach, at least I want to have the chance to take photos on the beach. It was a beautiful night, very short. Older people enjoyed it the most, let's put it that way, because for them, they all said it was the best wedding we attended. No loud music, nothing. I had music, but it was like very soft music. No douche, no dancing, nothing too extravaganza. I'm so satisfied with my wedding because it was simple, not too much, no a lot of waste, no food waste. Also, it was a rule by the place because it's a historical mosque to be modest. So I just felt that the whole vibe was very spiritual and very beautiful. It was a beautiful day to remember, and I can't believe it's been a year. Yeah, let me know what you think about this. I mean, I've never done a very personal video like that before. It's a very long video. I apologize for that. Yeah, I'm planning to make a house tour, but since I moved in, the house isn't completely done because in 3 months we had to plan for the wedding, but we didn't plan that much for me moving. So we just moved my stuff in, and they're like that. So I needed to organize little by little, but I will do a tour. But this is my apartment. I'm in my apartment with my husband, our home, and if you're interested to see a tour of this, more than happy to share. I'll see you in my next video. Have a good life, booze. Bye.